My name is Shirley Solis. My husband Gus and I and our family are 6 children. We are the owners of Lifetime Books and Gifts, and you've probably met us somewhere across the United States as we traveled taking amazing books to homeschool conventions. I've hooked up with Lee Binns, who is one of the experts, if not the best expert, or however you say that, in the area of grades, credits, and transcripts. I think it was like about a year and a half ago that I first came across her material. I was incredibly impressed and thought, wow, there's somebody that actually teaches about this, and I've had her once before as a guest, and people just raved about it. I had friends who at that time had coming seniors, and she was such a blessing. And then throughout this past year and a half, we've kept a relationship with Lee and her husband Matt, and just gotten to see them at conventions. And I tell you, just as a professional, she is extremely, she does her job with excellence. And I am really privileged. I think all of us, I just speak for the whole group, you have no idea how privileged you are to get this next hour and a half or so to hear her speak at no cost, in terms of how we can get our high schoolers the best grades, the best credits, how to get a transcript. And I'll tell you a little bit more about my experience with Lee as she goes along, but I've been actually going through a program that she has, and in about 45 minutes I wrapped up a transcript. So that was amazing, Lee. I just couldn't believe it. In 45 minutes, watching your video, I was able to pop up a transcript, and I was like, yay! You know, that's kind of like the nightmare for all moms, thinking it's going to take days and weeks, and I've dreaded it, but through your video, it was so simple that I got it done. So without further delay, I just want to introduce everyone officially to Lee Binns, the Home Scholar. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Shirley. That's just, that's wonderful. You know, I know that last year you sat in on this webinar, and I also know that you're a little bit more motivated this year, because this year is when when it all matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yes, that's right. Like I said, last year I had a child that was going into 11th grade, and I quite wasn't ready to obey. I mean, I remember last year, Lee, one thing I learned is that I didn't want to come up with a cookie cutter child. You know, I actually was working. Yeah, that really engraved in my mind last year to know, hey, I don't want a child, because that was my idea. I thought every child in the public school system looks the same in the transcript, so mine has to look like that. And that broadened my mind, and you broke that paradigm for me, and you actually motivated me to try to do other things and other activities that helped my child to look different, so that he would be set apart for the colleges. So this last year I've actually been working on that, and then now having the senior, it was like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And this was the perfect timing for me in terms of my senior, because I've written down everything that, you know, all of the courses, the standard courses in reading, writing, and arithmetic. But I wrote over, I mean, you wouldn't imagine, I mean, like apologetics, courses that just from being at home was, you know, it was like, oh yeah, this is apologetics, or world religion. You know, all the times that we've taken maybe evangelism explosion classes or things at church, your seminar was able to help me. You know, the seminar that I took through the transcript, the total transcript solution on your members site, it helped me to watch it. And as I watched it, I was sharing with you yesterday, I printed one of the transcript samples that are on your site, and as I was watching the video, I had a piece of paper, and with that sample template, I began to write down fill in the blanks, basically. And then in a matter of 45 minutes, I had everything done. You know, like my child looked amazing on paper. And what it did too is it helped me to evaluate, to think, okay, these are the things that I haven't done. And, you know, these are the subjects I haven't covered. And then you and I spoke for about 20 minutes, which is the equivalent of somebody calling you for that one-on-one. And you answered those questions, and I thought, okay, I needed the reassurance of things that you said to me, and I have a plan for next year to really get my child into probably any college that he wants, any university, and if nothing else, to say that at least as a mom, I did my part. I did my part, whether he wants to go to college, whether he doesn't, and if he does, then how can I take advantage of all of these years of home education to put the best foot forward and save us a ton of money in university costs, because it can be done. I mean, homeschool students are the most privileged students in the sense of having such unique experiences at home. So I was just really excited to get this done, and I honestly, after going through the class, $47 is really cheap. It's like, wow, if we used to sell at Lifetime Books and Gifts, we used to sell like an occupational handbook that was to help people, to help the students in high school determine what grades they were going, what courses they could take, what they're good at, to determine their strengths. And that was like a $29 book, and it really didn't even hit it to being close to all of the information you've provided. So, you know, $47 is really not expensive at all. And I want to thank you for making this available, because it makes it doable for us moms that are not thinking about that. So thank you very, very much. Yeah, thank you so much.